In this video, we will explain absolutely everything you need to know to travel to Curacao. This is the definitive guide and the most complete video you will watch today about the most colorful and authentic island in the Dutch Caribbean. We will cover everything from the mandatory logistics of renting a car to reach the wild beaches on the west side, how to cross the famous floating bridge that moves by itself in the city center, where to find the swimming pigs on the beach, and what is the secret to not getting seasick on the boat on the way to the paradise of Klein Curacao? So let us get started. Curacao is different from its neighbor Aruba. While Aruba is Americanized and full of large resorts on the sand, Curacao is more European, more rustic, and focuses on the experience of exploring hidden beaches in coves called bocas. The capital, Willemstad, is a UNESCO heritage site famous for its colorful colonial houses that look like they came out of a cartoon. It is a safe, vibrant destination with surprising gastronomy. Now let us move on to logistics and planning. What is the best time to visit Curacao? The excellent news is that, like Aruba, Curacao is located outside the main hurricane belt. This means you can travel all year round with peace of mind. The climate is hot and semi-arid. The high season runs from December to April, when the weather is drier. The so-called rainy season runs from October to December, but usually they are quick rains that do not ruin the trip, although the sea may be a little less crystal clear on some days. And how many days to stay in Curacao? The island is bigger than it looks, and traffic in the center can be annoying. To visit the western beaches, the historic center, and take the boat trip to the neighboring island, the bare minimum is 5 days. But the ideal to do everything without rushing and enjoy the beach clubs is 7 full days. Now let's talk about transportation and how to get around Curacao. To arrive, there are direct flights from the US and connections via Panama or Bogota, landing at Hato International Airport. To get around the island, the rule is clear: you need to rent a car. Unlike other places where a car is optional in Curacao, it is essential. The most beautiful beaches like Canepa Grande are 40 minutes or an hour from the center, and public transport is very limited and does not go there. Taxis are very expensive. Rent a basic car, no need for 4x4 as the roads are paved. Download the offline map on your phone, as signage is not the best. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier. The strategy in Curacao is to choose between staying near the urban excitement or near the artificial beaches, since the wild beaches do not have hotels. The first option is Pietermai. It is the most charming and hipster neighborhood in the capital. It is close to Punda. You can walk to the center. It is full of boutique hotels and renovated mansions, incredible restaurants and nightlife. The disadvantage is that there is no beach. You have to take the car for everything. The second option is Yant. It is a noble, modern, and safe area full of rental houses and resorts like Papagayo. It has an artificial beach with lively beach clubs and many restaurants. It is great for families and for those who want infrastructure. The third option is Mambo Beach. It is where the excitement beach parties and the aquarium are. It is a central location good for those who want to party. The fourth option is West Punt, the west side. It is isolated, quiet, and close to the most beautiful beaches. Only stay there if you want absolute peace and are focused on diving, because at night, there is nothing to do. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best central region to stay. Staying in Pietermai or Jan Thiel, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here on the screen QR code and in the video description the link to this exclusive map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and reliable options. We will also leave links to the hotels we have already stayed at and approved. In all destinations, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located for those who want to save money, and another that is a little better in the same location, but a little more expensive, with more comfort. These are great options tested by us. An important tip to save on accommodation is the advanced strategy. Boutique hotels in Pietermai have very few rooms and sell out months in advance. That is why we really like using this site we indicated. In addition to having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation with almost all hotels. You can book as soon as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later due to any change of plans, it is super easy and at no cost. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price on a single page. The sites we use to build our trips and that have everything much cheaper, such as international eSIM, cell phone chip to have GPS on the roads, discounted travel insurance tickets for boat trips to Klein Curacao, good and cheap hotels. We have already stayed at the car rental comparator, which is mandatory here, and the global account to carry dollars. Save this page in your favorites. Now let us get to the main attractions with details you cannot miss. Attraction number 1 is the West Beaches West Punt. This is where the real Caribbean is. The most famous is Canepa Grande, also called Grote Knip. It is that classic photo beach with neon blue sea. Entry is free. Arrive early to get some shade. Nearby is Cas Abao. This one is private and paid about $6 to $7 per car. It has chairs, a bar, and is great for snorkeling. Another unmissable one is Porto Mari. It is famous for the wooden pier and the wild pigs that sometimes appear on the sand to swim and take photos with tourists. It is also paid and has great infrastructure. Attraction number 2 is Klein Curacao. It is an uninhabited islet that is 2 hours by boat from the main island. The sand is white like powder, and the water is the bluest you will ever see in your life. There you swim with turtles freely. In the middle of the island there is an abandoned lighthouse and shipwrecks that yield incredible photos. Attention to the golden tip. The sea on the way is very rough and many people get seasick on the boat. Take motion sickness medicine before leaving and prefer larger catamarans that rock less. The tour lasts all day, includes breakfast, lunch, and open bar, and costs about $100 to $130 per person. Attraction number 3 is Willemstad, the capital. The city is divided into 2 sides, under the tourist and commercial side, and Outrobanda, the more residential and artistic side. They are connected by the Queen Emma Bridge, a floating pedestrian bridge that opens laterally for ships to pass. When the bridge opens, you take a free ferry. Walk along Handelsgade to see the colorful houses, and take a photo at the Curacao and Douche sign, which means sweetheart or sweet in the local dialect. Attraction number 4 is diving and snorkeling. Curacao is one of the best places in the world for diving. Visit Playa Pescado or Playa Grande. It is a fisherman's beach where they clean the fish and throw the remains into the sea, attracting dozens of giant sea turtles. You see the turtles in the shallows without having to pay anything. Just respect and do not touch them. Attraction number 5 is the Hato Caves and Sheet Boca Park. The caves are near the airport and have stalagmites and bats. Sheet Boca Park is in the north and shows the wild side of the sea with giant waves hitting the volcanic rocks and creating water geysers. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. The boat to Klein Curacao has limited seats and usually fills up days in advance. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the description the link to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the lowest price. It is the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Now let us move on to gastronomy. Curacao has a rich cuisine. You need to have lunch at Plaça Biu, the old market in the center of Punda. It is a simple shed where ladies cook local food in giant pots. Try carne stoba beef stew or cabrito stoba goat stew, accompanied by rice, sweet beans, fried plantains, and fanchi, a fried polenta. It is cheap and delicious. For dining with charm, the Peter Mai region has incredible restaurants like Mundo Bizarro, with Cuban decor, and Come, more sophisticated. Also try the authentic Curacao liqueur at the Landhuis Chobolobo distillery. Quick and in-depth shopping tips. The center of Punda has many street shops with perfumes, electronics, and clothes. It is not as cheap as the US, but has good offers. Buy Dutch Gouda cheese at the supermarket like Vanden Tweel, which is excellent to take home. It is very cheap. Colorful ceramics, inspired by the Willemstad houses, are great souvenirs. What to do at night? Nightlife is lively. Mambo Beach has beach clubs that turn into clubs in the late afternoon on weekends. In Peter Mai bars have live music and jazz. Every Thursday, Punda Vibes happens a street event in the center, with music, fireworks, and shops open late. It is unmissable. And if you are traveling with kids, the Seaquarium is a classic tour where children can see dolphins and feed sharks through glass. The beaches of Jan Thiel and Mambo Beach have stone breakwaters that make the water still like a pool, ideal for little ones. Mandatory documentation for international tourists. To enter Curacao, you need a valid passport. Citizens of the US, Canada, UK, and EU do not need a visa. Maximum attention here. First, yellow fever vaccine. The international certificate is mandatory for travelers coming from endemic countries. If you are flying from or transiting through countries like Colombia, Brazil, or Venezuela, they check at immigration. And if you do not have it, you go back on the same plane. Second, DI card, digital immigration card. It is a digital form that must be filled out on the official website up to 7 days before the trip. You must present the PDF on your phone upon arrival. And remembering travel insurance. Medical costs are high and in dollars. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there is the comparator we use. And to combine your trip. Many people combine Curacao with Aruba or Bonaire. Bonaire is a diver's paradise and is super quiet. Aruba has more wide sandy beaches and large hotels. There are quick flights between the islands. If you have time, it is worth visiting at least 2. If you liked this complete and deep guide, like the video and subscribe to our channel to travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a safe trip.